Good morning. The topic of my presentation is p-block element. Introduction. The elements belonging to group 13 to 18 constitute the p-block elements. The general electronic configuration is Ns2 Np1 to 6. They constitute the representative elements. They have classic metal characteristics, that is, they are shiny, they are good conductors of heat and electricity, and they lose electron easily. Next, group 15 elements. The general electronic configuration of group 15 element is Ns2Np3. The elements of group 15 are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Next, all group 15 element tends to follow the general periodic properties, trends. First is electronegativity, that is the atom's ability of attracting electron. So electronegativity decreases down the group because the atomic size of the atom increases down the group. Next, ionization enthalpy. It is the amount of energy required to remove an electron from the atom in its gaseous phase. It decreases down the group because down the group the atomic size increases, so the number of shells increases, due to which the nuclear force of attraction it decreases, so electrons are lost more easily. Next is atomic radii, the radius of the atom. It increases down the group because the shell increases. Next, electron affinity. It is the ability of the atom to accept an electron. It decreases down the group. Next, melting point. Amount of energy required to break bonds to change a solid phase substance to a liquid phase. So the melting point increases as we go down the group. Similarly, for the boiling point, the amount of energy required to break bonds to change a liquid phase substance to a gas, it also increases down the group. So melting and boiling point both increases down the group. The reason behind it is as we move down the group, the atomic size increases, due to which van der Waals forces of attraction increases and hence the melting and boiling point increases. Next are the allotropes of the group 15 element. The allotropes of nitrogen are alpha nitrogen cubic crystal, beta nitrogen hexagonal and crystalline. The allotropes of phosphorus are white, red and black. Similarly for arsenic, yellow, black, grey metallic, antimony, yellow foam, metallic, explosive. Bismuth has no allotropes. Next are some chemical properties of the group 15 element. First is the action of air. So when nitrogen reacts with oxygen, it gives nitric oxide. Action oxidizing agent. When phosphorus reacts with nitric acid, it gives phosphoric acid plus nitrogen dioxide plus water. Similarly, when arsenic reacts with the HNO3, it gives arsenic acid plus nitrogen dioxide plus water. And so on, the reaction continues with the antimony and bismuth. Next, the action of hot concentrated sulfuric acid. When phosphorus reacts with hot concentrated sulfuric acid, we get phosphoric acid plus sulfur dioxide plus water. Similarly, for arsenic, when arsenic reacts with sulfuric acid, we get arsenic acid plus sulfur dioxide and water. Next is action of alkali. When phosphorus reacts with nitrogen hydroxide plus water, we get phosphine plus NaH2PO2. Next is the action of metals. When magnesium reacts with nitrogen, we get magnesium nitrate. Similarly, when magnesium reacts with phosphorus, we get magnesium phosphide. Next are the hydrides. All the group 15 element form the hydride with the formula EH3, where E is nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuthine. Here the oxidation state for the hydrides are -3. Hydrogen bonding in ammonia. The stability of hydrides decreases down the group due to decrease in bond dissociation energy down the group. Next is we can see hydrogen bonding in the case of ammonia as shown here, because we see hydrogen bonding with the atoms of small size and with high electronegativity. So the hydrides which are more stable and more reactive, they are of nitrogen, then phosphorus, then arsenic, then antimony, then bismuthine. Next are hydrides comparison. First is the basic strength of hydrides. So it decreases gradation down the group. So as we move down the group, the basic strength of the hydride decreases. Reason is, as the size of central atom increases, so electron density decreases. Next is the thermal stability. Thermal stability also decreases down the group because the size of central atom increases. Its tendency to form the stable MH bond, that is metal hydride bond, also decreases. Next is reducing character. So reducing character increases down the group. It is because as the stability of hydride decreases, the reducing character increases. Next is melting and boiling point. So it increases graduation, but there is an exception in case of nitrogen. So ammonia has a high melting point and boiling point than phosphine. This is due to hydrogen bonding, and as the molecular sizes increases, we know van der Waals forces of attraction increases, and hence the melting and boiling point increases. Next is the anomalous behavior of nitrogen. So nitrogen is a gas, all are solid. Nitrogen is diatomic while others are tetraatomic. Nitrogen forms hydrogen bonds in hydrides. It also forms p-pi multiple bond. The range of oxidation state in case of nitrogen is -3 to +5. There are no d orbitals, so there are no d orbitals in case of nitrogen, so it does not form coordination compounds. Next are preparation of ammonia. So first method for the preparation of ammonia is the lab method. So ammonia is prepared by heating a mixture of calcium hydroxide and ammonium chloride, and we get calcium chloride plus ammonia plus water. So here ammonia is collected by upward delivery as it is lighter than air and dried over quicklime CaO. Next is Haber's process for the formation or for the preparation of ammonia. So it is manufactured by reacting nitrogen and hydrogen in presence of finely divided catalyst at temperature 700 degrees Celsius at a pressure of about 200 atmosphere. So when nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, we get ammonia. Aluminium oxide, ferric oxide and potassium oxide is added to the catalyst to improve its performance. It makes it more porous and thus provide a high surface area to the reaction. The reaction is reversible Hence, it is not possible to convert all reactants into ammonia because at a certain period of time, equilibrium stage will be achieved. To separate ammonia from the mixture is cooled and only ammonia liquefies and it is separated. The uncombined nitrogen and hydrogen are recycled, and another way of separation is to pass the mixture into water. Only ammonia dissolves in water. Next is the structure of ammonia. So here we can see the structure of ammonia. The structure of ammonia, the geometry of ammonia is tetrahedral, but the shape of ammonia is pyramidal due to the presence of a lone pair. Next are the chemical reactions of ammonia. First is with air. Ammonia burns in lot of air. The flame is yellow-green. So when ammonia burn in air, we get hydrogen plus nitrogen gas. It reacts with oxygen in excess air and platinum catalyst to form the nitrogen monoxide. Second, reduces. Ammonia reduces heated copper oxide to copper. That is, copper turns from black to brown. Next is with halogen. When ammonia reacts with halogen, we get ammonium chloride plus nitrogen gas. If we heat ammonia with excess of chlorine, with excess of halogen, we get nitric chloride plus hydrochloric acid. Fourth, coordination complex. Ammonia solution contains hydroxyl ions with metal and precipitates of the hydroxides are formed. Hence, a blue precipitate forms when aqueous ammonia is added to copper 2 sulfate solution. The precipitate dissolves in excess ammonia, forming a deep blue solution. Iron is Fe2 positive, which forms a dirty green precipitate with ammonia, which is insoluble in excess. Fe3 positive which forms a brown precipitate which is also insoluble. Fifth is with active metal. When ammonia reacts with active metal like sodium, we get sodium amide plus hydrogen gas. Next are some reactions. Its aqueous solution is weakly basic due to the formation of hydroxyl ion. So when ammonia reacts with water, we get NH4 positive plus OH negative. So due to presence of OH negative, the solution is weakly basic. Next, when ammonia reacts with sodium hypochlorite in presence of glue or gelatin, excess of ammonia gives hydrazine. Next is with Nessler's reagent. Nessler's reagent is an alkaline solution of K2HgLi4, that is potassium tetraiodate mercury. Ammonia and ammonium salts gives a brown precipitate due to the formation of Millen space. So when Nessler's reagent reacts with ammonia plus potassium hydroxide, we get Millen space plus water. Next are the uses of ammonia. So ammonia is used in the manufacture of fertilizer. For example, ammonium sulfate. It is used in softening of water. It is used in making nitric acid and it is used in making plastics. Next is nitric acid. So preparation for the nitric acid, first is lab method. When we react NaNO3 plus H2SO4, we get nitric acid plus sodium hydrogen sulfate. If we want to prepare nitric acid on large scale, so we heat ammonia in the presence of oxygen, we get nitric oxide plus water. Nitric oxide is then reacted with oxygen in air to form the nitrogen dioxide. This is subsequently absorbed in water to form the nitric acid and nitric oxide. So by this method we prepare nitric acid on a large scale. Next is structure of nitric acid. So it is the structure of nitric acid. Chemical properties of nitric acid. First is when dilute nitric acid reacts with copper, we get CuNO3 whole twice plus nitric oxide plus water. Next, when copper reacts with concentrated nitric acid, we get similarly CuNO3 whole twice plus 2 nitric dioxide plus water. When nitric acid reacts with non-metal like carbon, we get carbon dioxide plus water plus nitric dioxide. When it reacts with metal like Au plus in the presence of an acid, HNO3 plus HCl taken in 1:3 ratio is called aqua regia. So when gold reacts with aqua regia, we get orochloric acid plus NOCl plus water. Next is with hydrocarbon. That is, first, when nitric acid reacts with benzene in presence of concentrated H2SO4, we get C6H5NO2, that is nitrobenzene plus water. Next, when the nitric acid reacts with toluene in presence of concentrated H2SO4, we get 2,4,6 trinitrotoluene plus water. Next, that is, third is with phenol. When phenol reacts with nitric acid, we get C6H2NO2 whole thrice OH plus water. That is 2,4,6 trinitrophenol plus water. Fourth, with cane sugar forms oxalic acid and water. Next are the oxides of nitrogen. So there are many oxides of nitrogen such as dinitrogen monoxide, nitrogen monoxide, dinitrogen trioxide, nitrogen dioxide, dinitrogen tetraoxide, dinitrogen pentaoxide. The structures of all of which are shown here. Next we discuss the oxides of nitrogen and their description. First is nitrous oxide, which is also known as dinitrogen monoxide. Its formula is N2O. It is a colorless gas. Next is nitrogen monoxide, that is nitric oxide, NO. It is a colorless gas, colorless liquid and solid when pure. Next is dinitrogen trioxide, that is N2O3. It is a blue solid. Next we discuss nitrogen dioxide. It's NO2. It is a brown gas. Dinitrogen tetraoxide, N2O4. It is also a colorless liquid. Dinitrogen pentoxide, N2O5. It can also be written in ionic form, that is NO2 positive and NO3 negative. It is a colorless ionic solid. Last is nitrogen trioxide, that is NO3. It is unstable. Next we'll discuss the phosphine. Phosphine, that is PH3, is a very toxic gas with garlic-like odor. When inhaled, it can cause restlessness followed by tremors, fatigue, drowsiness, nausea, and often severe gastric pain. In some cases, may result in coma or convulsions and even death. Preparation of phosphine. So phosphine can be readily prepared by reacting calcium or aluminium with dilute acid. On a large scale, phosphine is obtained by the action of sodium hydroxide on white phosphorus. Next are the reactions of phosphine. First is reaction with chlorine. So when phosphine reacts with chlorine, we get pentachloride plus hydrochloric acid. Reaction with copper sulfate. When phosphine reacts with copper sulfate, we get tricopper phosphide plus sulfuric acid. Reaction with mercury chloride. Mercury chloride plus phosphine gives mercury 2 phosphide plus hydrochloric acid. When it reacts with phosphomine salt, we get phosphomine bromides. Next are phosphorus trichloride preparation. So dry chlorine, when passed over heated white phosphorus, it gives phosphorus trichloride. It can also be obtained by the action of thionyl chloride, that is SOCl3, with white phosphorus. Next are the properties. So when phosphorus trichloride reacts with water, we get H3PO3 plus HCl. When it reacts with chlorine, we get phosphorus pentachloride. When acetic acid reacts with phosphorus trichloride, we get acetyl chloride plus phosphoric acid. When ethanol reacts with phosphorus trichloride, we get ethyl chloride plus phosphoric acid. Similarly, when silver cyanide reacts with phosphorus trichloride, we get phosphorus tricyanide plus silver chloride. Last, we discussed the phosphorus pentachloride preparation. So phosphorus pentachloride can be prepared by passing excess of chlorine gas over white phosphorus. It can also be prepared by the action of SO2Cl2 on phosphorus. Next are the properties. So when phosphorus pentachloride reacts with water, we get phosphorus oxychloride plus hydrochloric acid. Similarly, when phosphorus oxychloride reacts with water, we get phosphoric acid plus hydrochloric acid. When phosphorus pentachlorides breaks down and give phosphorus trichloride plus chlorine gas. Similarly, the reactions proceeds for the other. Last is the structure of phosphorus pentachloride and phosphorus trichloride. The geometry for the shape and the geometry of phosphorus pentachloride is trigonal bipyramidal, and the shape of phosphorus trichloride is, that is, pyramidal. Thank you.